Hello, I'm Rebecca and this is the Treasure Trove of Curios. Welcome back to part 2 of the teacup reveal, let's call it. So these are the teacups and saucer sets that I purchased at the house clean out. There are 24 lots in this section, which is quite a lot, and I left an awful lot behind. So if you haven't seen part 1 of this video, I will put the link up the top here, and I will also put it in the description for you as well. So let's keep going. So I've got another one of these unusual shaped plates that goes with the cup. This one, it's got a rose and a little bit of gold around the bottom and around the rim, and this splash of pink that goes up the side, which ties in with the pink down the side on here. I really love this idea of having the saucer and the plate combined. I mean, you can sit your teacup on it and have space for a biscuit as well, which is, of course, very important. So this is fine china made in Japan. If it will focus for me, there we are. And there's the bottom of the other. Now, while we're looking at pink things, here's another. This one's a little bit plain, and it just says on the bottom, made in England. And then it is incised in the bottom of this one, very faintly. This one I think is actually quite old. It's a little bit hard to tell. It's got faint detailing around the top, and it has this curved stripe pattern. And then the same here on the saucer, around there, which is similar to, let me grab it for you, hold on a moment, there we are, which is similar to this curved line pattern of this dish, which I actually have up for sale at the moment on my eBay store, which the link is always in the description of my videos for that, and it's the Mayotte name, which is Old Chelsea, Staffordshire, England. But I'm not convinced that this would be, because it's not defined like this, and if it were, I'm sure they would have the back stamp. I'm sure they would have the mark on the back like this one does. So, I was telling you about that streaky line. Here it is again, which is very typical of Japanese design. Again, a beautiful handle with the gold edge around the back there. And this one just says Japan on the bottom. And there's the saucer. And the back of it. There we go. Now the last of the trio sets that I've got here is this one. All of them seem to be turned the wrong way. There we go. This one's got a gorgeous rose on it. And this has also got that wave sort of pattern through it. There's the back of it for you. But this one is Old Foley, which is James Kent, Staffordshire, England. We've got the gold around the edge there and around the top. Here's the saucer. And there's a reasonable amount of crazing on these, which I think you'll be able to see. There we are. Some people don't like the crazing, and some people love it. Some people just think that that really shows its age and adds character to it. So, Old Foley was founded, sorry to reach in front of you there, was founded by James Aloysius Kent in 1897, and I think he sort of started it up more or less as a hobby. And it discontinued in 2003, so that's a really broad lot of time there. This set, I believe, is 1950s, from what I've seen of the mark, the back stamp. So James's sons continued the business, and it was a family business up until 1981. So that's really impressive. From 1897 to 1981, it continued as a family business. I think that's great. That's such a long time for one business to be continued in the one family. I think that's beautiful. Anyway, move on to another lot. This one I really like. I think this is beautiful. This is, it's got an orchid on it. Oh, sorry, I'll make it focus for you. There we are. Beautiful orchid. Another gorgeous decorative handle with the gold mark around there. There's the saucer. And what I love about this the most is this beautiful detailing around the edge. Don't get me wrong, the orchid's beautiful, but I love this detailing here. And we've got the gold edge around here, which has a little bit of wear, not a lot on the saucer, more so on the cup, which is a little bit hard to see in the video through there. So this is superior quality, made in Japan. Just something I've had trouble locating information on. But that, I think, is a really beautiful set. That one is gorgeous. Isn't it lovely? How many are we up to? How many more have we got to go? This one's a little bit sweet. It's a more modern shape, and I think it's a more modern piece. I haven't found this one out just yet. It's got this nice line across the top that's broken by the flowers through here. It's sweet, but it's also sort of plain. So this is Crescent Fine China, which is made in China. Now, most of the stuff that I was finding when I was researching this was Crescent Fine China made in Japan, which this is made in China. So it's a bit more difficult for me to find that, but I'll continue searching. This one's in excellent condition. I mean, it's a bit dirty because I haven't washed it yet. I'll get to that, hopefully tonight. This one is another really sweet one. This one I expected was going to be English. It has that real cottage garden feel to it, and it's We've got some crazing happening here, showing its age a little bit, as we all do. But it's not England. It is Superior, made in Japan, which really surprised me. When I picked it up, I thought, oh, that's English, but it's not. It's certainly an English style, and it's beautiful. Now here's one that I think will be quite popular. It's this one. The beautiful black and white polka dot pattern. Yeah. It's got that real retro sort of vibe to it, but I believe that it is genuine vintage. Made in Japan. And there's the other. But I think that will appeal a lot to people who are into the 1950s sort of style in their houses and in their lives. Now I want to show you this one. Is another of these plates that's like the saucer and the side plate in one. And gorgeous big roses on it, with all this gold, and typical of Japanese, fine china made in Japan. I quite like this one, and I can't quite put my finger on what it is that I like about it. It's got that sort of modern style with the pointed handle and the streaky lines. That's the Japanese style, and bold roses, which is not normally something that I would go for, but I quite like this. Maybe it's the shape of the plate. Maybe. Now on to some of my other favourite pieces. There's a few. Isn't this sweet? So this is a pale pink. It's almost showing up as white on the camera there, but it's a pale pink with beautiful roses. A very traditional sort of shape with the base and the handle there, and the gold edging. And this is a Colclough teacup and saucer set. So the Colclough company was established in 1890 by Herbert Joseph Colclough. In 1913 the company moved and expanded to Vale Potteries, which is where King George V, and Queen Mary came to visit, and gave the license to produce Royal Vale china. So those pieces are very sought after pieces. They're quite old, they're vintage, and they've got the blessing of King George V and Queen Mary. So then in the 1930s, the company expanded further, and that's when they started producing items like this, the things that we now recognise as being the Colclough name. They started making the dinnerware and things. So in the 1950s, the company merged with Ridgway Potteries, or the Ridgway Company, which ran the Ridgway Potteries. And then in the 1970s, Colclough and Ridgway formed. In the 1950s, they merged with the Ridgway Company, and then in the 1970s, the Colclough and Ridgway companies became part of the Royal Dalton Group. And then in 1996, production of Colclough ware, such as this one, ceased. So this is another really lovely Colclough set. And this one's got the green in the center. And we have got in a box somewhere, which is also to be sold, a set, I think, of 6 very similar to this. I think the base and the center is blue, I think, from memory. I'll have to search them out. Search them out so I can show you all. And we plan on selling those as well, so they will be listed to be sold. So there's the bottom. Which, as you can see, differs quite a bit from that one. So this one is a more modern one, this one's an older one. I believe. I'm pretty certain that's the right way around. And I think that's all of them. I'm pretty sure I have gone through all 24 sets of teacup and saucer sets that I bought at the house clean out. That's a lot. I've been through a lot. I'll count them out when I look back at the video, and hopefully I've got all of them. If I've missed any, I will make sure to add a little bit in extra later. I think I've got them all. Now I want to show you this teapot, which I picked up from the house clean out as well. I've been organising the items that I bought into categories of teacup and saucer, kitchenware, and vases and other things, so that I can do videos for you that are sort of related to one another. And it helps me to sort them out and to process everything as well. So I'm pretty sure that this is transfer. It certainly feels like it's transfer, and it's got a little bit of wear, which is hardly noticeable. You can sort of see it just up here a little bit. But it's still a beautiful luster purple. The lid, the back of it, and it's not marked at all, but it's still quite pretty. I like it, and especially, just like on that other teacup and saucer set, this detailing that's around the top that's a little bit hard for you to see on the camera, but through there. And I like that it's got gold around the spout as well. I've given this one a bit of a clean. It was a little bit dirty on the inside through there. So I think it's actually been used. I don't think it's just been a display piece. I think it has been used. But it's in quite good condition, beside the natural wear that you can see just up here. So that brings this video to a conclusion. We've smashed that out. We've got through all 24 sets in these couple of videos. And over the next little while, these items will be appearing on my eBay store. I will start to list those once I've processed them. So keep an eye out on my eBay store. The link is in the description for you. And I hope you've enjoyed this video and having a look at all these wonderful teacup and saucer sets. So if you've enjoyed it, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of the exciting adventures that I go on, which it sounds like I may be going to a garage sale very soon. So hopefully I'll be able to do a bit of filming there and see what exciting things come out of that. Hope everybody's well. Take care. Ta-ra.